Thank you all for being here. I love coming to this event because it's a lot of fun, get to celebrate, and also talk about the challenges in front of us. As Carrie said, I've been the president for 17 years. I was on the board for another 13. So basically the last 30 years of my life at LCV. And I've been saying for the last 6 months, yes, because of what Dan said, last year was our best year ever. Best year ever. And that's well done for everyone. And it's not just because the elections didn't go as badly as we thought they would be. They actually wound up decently in most respects. That was good. We raised more money than ever before. That was good. And thanks for Carrie's on our board. Thanks for helping make that happen. But it's because we passed this historic bill. The biggest investment this country and this world has ever made to help fight the climate crisis. So it's a BFD. It's a big deal. And we're all proud of that. And really, Carrie and her colleagues in 32 other states, we call ourselves the Conservation Voter Movement, were key to making that happen. By electing people, by bringing people to Congress, and by doing all the grassroots lobbying that hadn't helped make that bill pass. And we know one vote, Joe Manchin, by the end, finally got there, but it was a long slog, a lot of great work, but we got it done. And that's fantastic, and we should always celebrate that. Best year ever, proud of that. But as we know, our work is never done. So we're in the middle right now of several things. One is, the Republicans are in charge of the House. Literally 2 weeks ago, they voted to repeal 2/3 of that bill. So they're on the offense trying to get rid of the bill. We're not going to let them do that, but we have to play defense. But more importantly, there's going to be tens of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars put into states for all kinds of great work. We need to make sure that money is spent quickly as possible, as effectively as possible, and as equitably as possible. We got to do that job right, and that's a key priority. And by the way, shout out to North Carolina LCV for really putting, not just working on environment as a center, but centering justice, centering democracy as the core part of your work. So hats off for that. Really, really important. Appreciate that. So let's defend the law, make sure it's implemented well. Secondly, the EPA has a job to do to pass some really strong regulations. Thank you all for sending Michael Regan to Washington, D.C. He's actually doing a really good job. It's not an easy job. There's a lot of pressure. He just proposed really strong rules for power plants and cars, the biggest polluters. Got to get those done in the next year. That's a really important role, and we push him and we push him and we push him to make sure he's as aggressive as possible. That's the second thing. Third thing, states after state can still make progress. And many states around the country have passed historic laws in the last 4 years as we've elected a lot of new people. But finally, there's making progress on the policy, but yes, we do elections. And as Dan said, elections have consequences. Good elections back in 2020 gave us a trifecta in the House and the Senate and the presidency to actually pass that bill. It took longer than it should have, but we passed that bill. But we got big elections coming up. Some this year, actually, in my home state of Virginia. Both legislative bodies are up. That's a small but really important piece. But coming into 2024, huge elections. At the federal level, not to scare you, on the one hand, in a good night, Biden could be reelected. Schumer is still the head of the Senate. Democrats take back the House, and you have a trifecta again to go make progress. But it's almost as likely, scary but true, Republicans could win the White House, flip the Senate, keep the House, and they'll be on the road to just a disaster. So that's how much is at stake at the federal level. And to be clear, you all here in North Carolina are going to be really important as what happens in elections. Both because North Carolina will definitely be a presidential state. The White House, back to Obama days, the state was won by the Democrats. It's been close but not quite there. There's a chance to win in North Carolina, the White House. That's a big deal. So there'll be a lot of effort in this state to try to win the White House. But just as important, in fact, maybe more importantly for you all here, there's only one really, really important governor's race in the entire country. There are a lot of governor's races in 2022. In 2024, all eyes are on you. All eyes are on you. Pressure's on. You got a Supreme Court that's not exactly about justice anymore, so it's going to be a struggle in the legislature. We know that. But your governor's race, there's not a single more important governor, not even close second, honestly. So you can get Josh Stein, to be the next governor. I love Roy Cooper. He's a good friend, and he's a champion. And it was great to see him actually hold a rally to veto the abortion rights bill. Hats off to Roy for that. But you can either elect Josh Stein, who's been a great AG, as you all know, to take his place and make the progress and stop the worst stuff from happening, or you could go the way of, Texas or Florida or one of these ugly trifecta states. Pressure's on. You can't let that happen. But I know with the great North Carolina LCB, with some help from us, we're not going to let that happen. So thanks for being here, folks, and keep up the great work. Appreciate it.